Wake up, children. It's time to start the day.
But it's so cold, Father. Just a little longer.
I know, but we must get up now.
Pass the next one quickly now. The stone is hot.
Here it is, Mother.
Is this one rolled enough?
In the far peaks of the central highlands of Afghanistan, where winter does not simply arrive but conquers their lives, an Afghan Hazara family in an ice-carved cave tucked deep inside a white valley. Temperatures fall to 30 grados bajo cero, sometimes colder, where even sound seems to freeze in the air. The wind moves like a living creature, biting, pulling, whispering through cracks in the mountain. But inside, there is life. Hard, quiet, beautiful life. The family consists of 3 generations. A grandmother with hands shaped by decades of grinding wheat and kneading dough. A father who has learned the mountains the way sailors learn the sea. A mother whose warmth holds the household together. And their children small, curious, wrapped in layers of stitched wool and old quilts, learning to survive the same way their ancestors did. Their home is not made of brick or stone. It is a natural ice cave widened over time, reinforced with layers of mud, straw, and hand-carried logs. The fire pit is made of stones, gathered from the river below. Their blankets are hand-woven, patched again and again, each piece of fabric holding memory, history, and story. When the first light of morning filters through the tiny entrance, the father is already awake. He brushes frost from his beard and steps outside. The snow is deep, patternless, without footprints many wolves traveled during the night. He squints toward the horizon and listens before taking a step. In these mountains, sight is useful, but sound keeps you alive. The grandmother wakes the children softly. The cave is cold, no matter how strong the fire was through the night, so she wraps their faces with warm cloth and whispers prayers to ward off the winter. She warms her hands near the embers and begins preparing breakfast. There is no bread, yet flour is precious, so she crushes dried mulberries and walnuts into a coarse mixture. The mother boils snow for tortillas. Snow is water, but boiling is necessary. Winter carries dust and spirit. The tea is weak, colored only slightly, but it warms the body. The father returns with a bundle of wood he collected from far down the valley. Every stick is valuable, every branch is survival. Fire is life. When the family eats, they do so close to the ground, close to one another, sharing warmth shoulder to shoulder. In this cave, heat is shared, like love quietly, constantly. After breakfast, the father and the eldest son prepare to go outside. They must check the snares they set the previous evening. The mountains provide very little, but occasionally a rabbit, a mountain quail, or a feral goat becomes the difference between hunger and hunger postponed. The snow crunches beneath their feet as they walk. They say nothing, not because there is nothing to say, but because every sound carries across the valley. The wolves watch. The wolves always watch. The grandmother remains in the cave with the younger children. She teaches them how to mend clothes, how to prepare wheat, how to pray properly, how to endure hardship with patience. Her voice is the sound of continuity, one generation holding the next. The mother begins preparing lunch. She melts snow again, stirring it in a copper pot that has been dented and repaired many times. She grinds wheat with a stone, pressing, turning, pressing. It is slow work. It takes an hour just to make enough flour, but she works with care. Bread is not simply food. Bread is dignity. Outside, the father and son reach the snares. One is empty, another sprung, and the third holds a rabbit's maul, thin, but enough to give flavor to the evening stew. The father murmurs thanks to God, wraps the animal, and begins the walk home. But the valley is not empty. On the ridge, 4 wolves stand. Their fur blends into the snow, but their eyes burn. The father places his son behind him. They do not run. Running is death. The wolves watch. The father watches back. Silence freezes into tension. Finally, the wolves turn away. Today is not the day. Back at the cave, smoke rises from the fire pit. The mother warms the copper pot. The cave smells like wood smoke, wool, and snow-like ancient winter survival. The rabbit is cleaned carefully. The bones will later be boiled for broth. Nothing is wasted. Not ever. The mother adds dried vegetables preserved from autumn and handfuls of cracked wheat. The stew simmers slowly. The cave warms. The children gather round the fire, toes stretched toward the heat, eyes half closed in comfort. The father unstrings his old rubabits, wood polished from years of touch. The sound is soft, deep, echoing off the stone. Music becomes a blanket of its own. The grandmother hums along, voice low and steady, carrying melodies far older than memory. Evening approaches. The sky outside turns purple, then black. The cold deepens. The father steps outside one last time, circling the cave, checking for tracks. Snow shifts beneath his boots. Moonlight reflects off the valley. Everything looks peaceful, but peace here has sharp teeth. Inside, the family eats together, slowly savoring each bite. The stew is thin, but it is warm, and warmth is priceless. After dinner, the grandmother tells stories, tales of ancestors who cross mountain passes during harsher winters, stories of bravery, patience, laughter and hunger, weddings in springtime, life continuing no matter what. The fire grows weaker as night continues. One by one, the family settles to sleep. They lie close together, wrapped in quilts sewn from generations of worn clothing. The cave is silent, except for the faint crackle of burning wood and the wind whispering outside. The wolves move through the valley again. Their howls rise, echoing against the mountains, haunting, ancient, eternal. The children sleep through it. They have heard those voices since birth. To them, it is just part of the night. And so the cycle repeats. Morning to night, hunger to hope and cold, to worm, fear to faith. This is how they live. This is how they survive, not through strength alone, but through patience, skill, unity, love, and a quiet acceptance of the mountain's rules. The mountain gives nothing freely. But for those who endure, Itado's life. And in this ice cave at 30 grados bajo cero, against all odds, life continues.
Bring the pots and the water vessel here.
Children, come closer to the fire, quickly now.
Stir the pot gently. It smells wonderful.
We will eat soon. Come inside. It is warmer by the fire.